As all members of the APA know, it's important to give back, and we were absolutely delighted earlier to be joined by Dr. James Scully, who's CEO and Medical Director of the APA, and Paul Burke, who's Executive Director of the APF. Well, first of all, thank you ever so much, both of you, for joining us. We really appreciate it, you taking the time to talk to us.
Well, it's great to see you again.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Now, Dr. Scully, could I start with you? The APF does great work, as we know. Why is it important to the APA?
Well, the mission of the foundation is important to the APA. It's our charitable subsidiary, and reducing stigma and the fears of mental illness is a major part of their role, as well as developing an understanding that mental illness is real. It can be accurately diagnosed and effectively treated, and we want the public to know about that. We also have a mission to develop the next generation of good researchers, so we support awards and fellowships and research for young psychiatrists, and especially minority and underrepresented groups.
Can we pick up on that point, on research, as you say? Give us a little bit of a flavour of some of the research programs that are being funded at the moment.
Well, among others, we have contracts with the Department of Defense to look at the treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder in the returning veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan, and to study to see which ones are working best and is there fidelity to the treatment programs. We've all noted the rise in suicides with the returning veterans, and we're working with the Defense Department to study some of those through our Research Institute division of the foundation.
This is a very important issue, isn't it?
It is, yes. We're also looking at ways to see how the healthcare reform that's underway and is, clearly very complicated, how mental illness can be treated properly in that and be integrated with the rest of medical care, and so we have programs underway in researching that.
Paul, we talked about a little bit in the introduction, we talked a little bit about the importance for the foundation of getting messages across mental health to the public at large. How do you go about that at the foundation?
Well, we're very proud to be a proactive public educator, and we have selected topics that we think are of tremendous interest to Americans everywhere throughout the country. Our prominent program is called Typical or Troubled. It's an adolescent school-based mental health program aimed at telling teachers, coaches, counselors, school bus drivers how to recognize the early warning signs of mental illness in an adolescent population, and then how to communicate with that population and their families, and how to refer to treatment. We're very proud of the program. It is 10 years in development, and it now reaches over 900 schools throughout the country, and we've probably educated in the neighborhood of 40,000 teachers, impacting about 600,000 children. That's one of our programs. We also have a partnership for workplace mental health, which addresses mental health conditions in the workplace. And we're finding corporations more and more interested in learning about mental health as a contributor to absenteeism through depression and other forms and maladies. Our other program is in military mental health, which we do in partnership with an organization called Give an Hour, and it is mobilizing civilian populations to provide assistance to support our returning veterans and their families.
It's a great conference, isn't it? The 166th great conference. There'll be a lot of APA members here this week. How can APA members get involved?
Well, I think we welcome all APA members to get involved with any one of our public education programs. In particular, we're having an initiative called the Judges Leadership Initiative, in which we're trying to collaborate between judicial leaders and psychiatric leaders to address the whole question of criminalization of mental health in the criminal justice system. So the door is open for participation and support. That ranges across all of our public education programs. And if they were so moved, we'd welcome them to visit our website, which is psychfoundation.org, and learn more about the foundation and maybe even make a contribution to the foundation. We are very, very proud to be the foundation of the APA.
And giving a contribution helps us do even more with the great programs we have. So it would be a wonderful thing if people could contribute more.
Well, gentlemen, thank you ever so much indeed for talking to us today. We could go on all day, but we haven't the time. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.